Hey guys, this is Coach Garner. I've got a real world math lesson today that can be beneficial for any grade, not just my 8th graders. As a math teacher, I think the thing that I probably hear more than anything else in the world is, Coach Garner, when are we ever going to use this? Why am I doing this? I get it. Some of that stuff you might not need to know. I've got something for you today that you definitely will use at some point in your life, and I would imagine that many of you will use this every single day, depending on what occupation or what trade you go into. And it's something that's real simple, but a lot of young people today do not know how to use this correctly, and that is a tape measure. So, you're at your job, and boss tells you to measure out how long this piece of wood is. Well, I'm gonna take my hook and put it on the end of this board, and I'm gonna stretch it out, and I'm gonna say, all right, well, it is between 26 and 27. Let's say it's 26 and a little bit past that. Well, that's not a very accurate measurement, and your boss probably isn't going to like that. Now, depending on what you're doing, that little bit of length there, it might and might not matter. Like, if you're building a shop or a barn or whatever, like the one that I'm in right here, wood ceilings, wood frame, all that good stuff. If you're off, that little bitty amount, it ain't really going to be a big deal. When you screw it together, it'll be fine. But if you take a bookshelf like this one and you're off that little bitty amount, that's kind of a bigger deal. The smaller the job, the more precise the job, the more important it is to be precise on your measurements. So we are going to teach you how to read a tape measure today. So, what do all of these little marks mean? We look at this tape and we see, I'm losing my tape here. We see that it is between 26 and 27. We need to know what these little markings mean though. So, just to make it so we can see a little bit better, I have drawn out kind of a bigger version of a 1-inch segment. So this is like between the 3rd inch and the 4th inch. Well, the first marking that's important on this, most of us should already kind of know, and that is the middle of that. That is a half. So this would be 3 1/2. All right, well, what about the rest of these little lines? There's all these different little lines. They're all different lengths. Some of them are short, some of them are long. What do they mean? Well, a tape measure is broken up into 16ths. That means between each inch, if I start here and I count, I'm going to have 16 little pieces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Well, when I'm measuring something, I'm not going to want to sit here and stop and count those little bitty marks every single time. So that is why they are different lengths. Okay, the longest lengths, the one in the middle, that's a half. The next lengths, which are here and here, and also on this side, here and here, these are fourths. So those segments became half the size of the half. Half of a half is a fourth. The next length, and there's more of these, we're going to have an 1/8 here, an 1/8 here, an 1/8 here, and an 1/8 here. And same thing on the bottom. I'm just not going to write all these on the bottom. And then your last mark, the smallest ones, that would be your 16ths. So you got a 16th there, a 16th there, a 16th there, a 16th there, and so on and so forth. So this ties in a very important junior high math skill, which is equivalent fractions and ratios. So we're going to be doing lots of converting between eighths and fourths and things like that. For example, 1/2 would be the same as 8/16, because 8 is half of 16. So 1 mark past the half, that could also be known as, well, 8/16 plus 1 more, which would be 9/16. And then the next one, well, 10/16. Well, that reduces down. You can divide both of these by 2. That reduces down to 5/8. And that is another very standard measurement that you're going to see. So if I'm going to come back to my piece of wood over here. If I'm going to measure this, well, I see that it is just a little bit before the 1/2 inch mark. And let's see how close I can get here. It appears that it is the mark before the 1/2 inch, maybe 2 marks before the 1/2 inch. Well, what would that make the length of this board be? If this is 8/16, this one less would be 7/16. Or if it was this next mark here, well, that would be 6/16, which reduces down to 3/8. Or you could just say, all right, well, 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, same thing. So lots of different ways that you could use the markings here to help you on a tape measure. And just another way that the math that you do in class every day with fractions and reducing fractions and equivalent fractions, how that is used in real life, and is something many of you will use at some point in your life. So that's all for today. I hope this video finds you all doing well and safe and healthy at home. Hope you all are enjoying your short break from school here. At the same time, I do hope that you're active on the Webster Parish portal. I really do encourage you all to get on there and try to stay up to date on your studies for all subjects before you are going to your next grade level. Once again, I'm Coach Garner. Hope y'all have a great day. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.